All right, travel back with me to the year 2007. This is a huge year for sequels. Three of the highest grossing movies of that year: Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Spider-Man 3, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. All right, Harry Potter was a force. Everybody kept track of when those movies were coming out. It was the fifth movie in the franchise, and they were gunning for that $1 billion box office. They almost got it. $940 million. All right, so the movie costs $150 million to make. They make $940 million at the box office, but still say on paper that they lost about $120 million. So how in the world does that happen? Hollywood accounting, baby! So what is Hollywood accounting? Well, prior to 1948, studios owned everything. They owned the studio, they owned the directors, they owned the actors, they owned the theaters. They controlled everything. But in 1948, the Supreme Court made a decision that they were a monopoly, and so they would have to break up. So they ordered them to sell all of their theaters. Well, since then, you started having independent movies rise up. Stars started getting wise, saying, hey, we want a cut of these profits. Well, they hadn't quite got wise to box office profits yet, so they started saying, we want net profits. So Hollywood had to figure out how to reduce their net profits. Because if you say I get 5% of profits and you have zero profits, well, you don't get anything. So it was an easy way to keep them from having to give these actors a lot of money. So how does Hollywood accounting work in that sense? Well, let's say Warner Brothers wants to make another Harry Potter movie. It's not going to be Warner Brothers that makes this movie. Warner Brothers is going to spin another company up called Harry Potter Movie Company. This is a very simplistic view of this, but bear with me. So Harry Potter Movie Company is made, and let's say they want to give this movie $200 million to get it made. All the original stars are going to come back. So they invest $200 million into Harry Potter Movie Company. All right. This new company doesn't own anything. It doesn't have a studio to shoot in. It doesn't have cameras. It doesn't have directors. It doesn't have writers. It's got to go out and hire all of these things. Well, who does have these things? Warner Brothers has these things. So they charge inflated prices to Harry Potter Movie Company. And some of these things can be negotiated even after the movie's already in the theater. So they can kind of move sliders back and forth on where they need to in order to show that they have made a loss. So let's say $200 million. They end up charging Harry Potter Movie Company $300 million for all of these things that they need. So before the movie even hits the theater, they're $100 million in debt. So they have already made negative $100 million. Now, blow this up on a big scale, have all these bean counters tracking every little thing. They own the catering companies, they own lighting companies, they own distribution companies, and they can build out however much they need to lose in order to not pay these stars the money that they want, or to not pay taxes on money that comes in. One of the most egregious examples, I got to show you this one. Where is this thing? Where is this thing? Ah, here it is. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. So what makes My Big Fat Greek Wedding so egregious? This movie cost $5 million to make. Worldwide, it grosses over $380 million. A lot of the stars had clauses in their contracts to share in the profits. So how much did they make? Well, they didn't. On paper, the studio said this movie lost $20 million. Hollywood accounting, back at it again. So what do? Well, they decided to get together and sue the studio. What did the studio do? Settle out of court, because that's what they do. They have to settle out of court. Otherwise, there's a little thing called discovery, and they do not want their books open so that you can see how the machine works. So we opt for secrecy. Well, it's not a very well-kept secret. I mean, people talk about it. I mean, I'm talking about it to you right now. But there's a lot of drama surrounding it. And I mean, what better place to have drama than Hollywood, baby?